Hi guys, we're doing the Aries North Node finally. I'm finally getting to it. So if you've seen the other North Node videos, you know I didn't get Aries done. I kind of actually just noticed I didn't get Aries done. But it's called the Untamed is what we're opening up this with. And I am going to read these guys. Your North Node is your North Star, your destiny, like your destined energy that you are becoming through this lifetime. Becoming more aligned with as you go through the trials and tribulations and lessons that you're learning during this life. The Untamed. Okay, so we are pulling a card on. We're going to start with some tarot. We are going to read that Untamed after the reading here. We're going to see where you're at right now, what you're kind of dealing with right now, the next step that you could take. To help align you more with your North Node, which your North Node would be in Aries here. If you don't know your North Node, go to an astrology site, get your birth chart. You'll need your time of birth, place of birth, all that, and you can find your North Node. I just find in my life, as I get older, I am becoming more aware of the energy of my North Node, playing a really profound part in like kind of my deep desires and kind of like where I want to go with my energy. We're just gonna look at that. There's just wasn't a lot out there on North Node, so I wanted to do a couple North Node readings, or at least a more recent one for the North Nodes. But I don't know how often I'll do this, but I just wanted to do something a little different here. And then I do still need to get some other readings done, but I have needed a couple days to recoup. I've had a lot going on in the family and just Eight of Cups. So this is walking away from things emotional, maybe lessons, things, anything emotional that's just not serving you anymore. It's not making you happy. Maybe at one time it did. Or this can also be like emotions that aren't making you happy and you just know you got to leave them behind. And maybe it's just become kind of part of the everyday, what you're used to kind of emotions. Like if you're used to feeling a certain way and this is how you've been living for a very long time. I feel that with the Eight of Cups, that it's been a long time feeling a certain way about certain things. And something's changing where you may be even changing like some of your... the views you have on certain emotions and stuff like that. The ideas you have about it. Your next step, Page of Cups. This is being very, this is emotion. This is coming forward with emotion. This is moving forward with a more innocent, I'd say more innocent and more childlike energy moving forward about emotions. That you could be leaving behind some really heavy emotional stuff right now, Aries North Nodes. And it's just time to kind of start dreaming again a little, and putting your kind of love out there in a really pure and innocent and fun way. Really, I also am feeling like a creative energy also. Like you could be really like using your emotions to like really do something creative. I'm feeling that with the Untamed and the Page of Cups. It's just kind of a... that could be for somebody. This is the next card's what you're grateful for. Right now. What are you grateful for? Okay, so it's not just what you're grateful for. It's what you also can do to support yourself. I messed up hold on, we're going to reshuffle these. But, okay, so got where you're at. The next steps you could be taking, could be thinking about taking, or are taking. This is going to be what you need to do to support yourself further on your North Node journey here in supporting the energy of your North Node, Aries. And Aries is a fire element, just so you know. It is creative energy. It's powerful energy. It can be any facet of fire. You know, it can be using your passion to warm and inspire others. it can also, you know, fire can be destructive too. So, you know, you learn a lot of lessons with the fire element that really hits your soul in a way that's just unlike really any other element besides, I mean, I feel the cups energy. You have a lot of cups here. I feel like, you know, this is a lot of water. This is a lot of emotion. Leaving behind some emotions, maybe becoming more fresh-minded about your emotional journey. Queen of Swords, yeah, cutting out things, being really, really not, this is how you can support yourself. So it's really, doesn't mean you stop caring or stop loving, but you seeing two sides to everything. You're not just looking at it one way. There's another energy to the Queen of Swords where she definitely, she's been through a lot. She knows what is helping her in her journey, and she knows what isn't. You may be just beginning, like, starting to, like, integrate or reincorporate your emotions, like, what emotions you have left after leaving behind, like, not that you leave all your emotions behind, but, like, after your emotional lessons that you've learned from, moving forward, you kind of, like, learn that, you know, being a little more lighthearted maybe is what I'm feeling. But then the Queen of Swords is like, hey, I'm not lighthearted at all. I'm actually really, I just want to say kind of hell-bent. The Queen of Swords energy is hell-bent on making things work for her. And she knows that sometimes emotional things can, acting from a point of emotion doesn't serve her. She acts from a place of intellectual, what she knows, what she's learned. She's learned a lot too. She's learned there is two sides to this sword. This is seeing all truths. This is sitting back and really analyzing and looking at and being really logical and intellectual about where you're going and what you're doing and how you're using your energy. Let's see what the lesson in this whole Eight of Cups energy and what this is trying to teach you here. Eight of Swords, to free yourself. It's like, almost like you were keeping yourself stuck in a really emotional place that maybe wasn't even like you'd almost lost the emotionality of it. Like, they're there, all the emotions are there, but you're not, like, kind of just staying somewhere where it wasn't really like, it's using your mind in a more positive way too, and not saying I can't do this because I feel this way about it. And actually I am feeling that with the Queen of Swords here too. It's like, and keeping yourself from moving forward emotionally, because these are all like diagonally. You got the Eight of Cups right here in the middle, the Eight of Swords, and then the Page of Cups. Almost this whole thing is so that you can move forward and with a more lighthearted, innocent kind of energy about love and about, you may have been shown that there is like a lot of heaviness to caring about so much and doing so much with your emotions and working with your emotions all the time. And you're kind of were maybe keeping yourself from actually dreaming, and actually like you were just kind of sitting with the emotions. Or I don't know if this is making any sense, but it's like what I'm feeling is like a sitting with a lot of emotional energy, even within yourself, but recognizing you aren't doing anything with it. And you aren't moving forward with like more hopes or dreams or aspirations. And this is about freeing yourself from that and using your intellectual side to really discern what is helping you and what is not helping you in moving forward, so that you can still be like a loving, caring human being, and you don't have to like just stay with the same stagnant emotions. It's like something's changing here big time, emotionally and mentally. It's like a completely different view on where you've kept yourself in an emotional situation that wasn't making you happy is what I'm feeling. The culmination of these energies is the Tower. Yeah, I mean, it's rebuilding everything you knew about how you felt emotionally about something or are feeling. This is what's happening. It's almost like you're creating this You've had to tear down like these old emotional beliefs and these old, maybe the old perceptions you had about certain emotions or people in your life that you were emotional about. This Eight of Cups, it's like I don't have to sit here with this. I can move forward and actually dream and have a little bit of innocence in my love, and you know, and it's coming from the heart. Like I feel like there was a big, you know, at one time all these maybe did do something with your heart, and now it's just like, but you've kept yourself there like completely too long. And the lesson here is to free yourself from that. There is a Tower energy here where it's like something completely big changing here, where it's like you're viewing things from, you know, going into a place where you are going to support your journey and your life from a more intellectual place. It doesn't mean those emotions aren't there, because the Queen of Swords has a big heart, but she protects it with everything. Now the Page, the next step is, you know, this one is not very protective over their heart. They are willing to step forward, share themselves emotionally, share their dreams, just awaken emotions in other people. And that's the kind of where this next step is. You're going into a really emotional place, but you're staying on guard. And that is good, though. It isn't saying, hey, keep yourself completely guarded off. It's saying see both sides. See where the emotions are actually coming from a place where it means something, and you've actually, like, you've been around a lot of emotional stuff, I feel like, and you've learned a lot. So you can look at those emotions now, even coming from other people, and discern whether they are actual, like, things put there in front of you to kind of make you feel like you almost feel like you owe somebody something, or like you have to stay in a position where you're not happy, or where you're not living your truth, you know. And the Queen of Swords lives her truth, and the truth is, it's not that she's heartless. It's not that she just knows she cannot pour it all out all at once and give it all away all at once, because it's almost like you've trapped yourself somewhere in a really emotional place that just wasn't serving you. And it's almost like you've lost the, like, why you were there in the first place. Like, there's something coming in here to tear all this down and rebuild it. I feel like you're trying to rebuild your own, like, emotional foundation here, but you're doing it with a very, very, very sharp eye for what is just not, in your eyes, the right or the correct way of looking at some of these emotional things you've went through. Maybe these are things other people have brought to your life. Maybe this is stuff you've actually brought to your own life, which I am feeling that strongly. But it's time to say, I can't keep all this, and it's not making me happy, and there's so much more out there that I can emotionally benefit from, but I got to get myself untrapped from this way of thinking about how important these cups are that aren't making me happy. That's what I'm feeling. So this is causing, like, a big wake up, a big, you can't keep, it's like, it's not serving you anymore. So something's happening here where there's a big choice that's, I feel like being made, or going to be being made, about kind of leaving behind some old, this could be even just a way you feel about a certain thing that you've been really headstrong about, feeling a certain strong way about, and now you're like, no, this has got to change, because it's almost like these feelings don't resonate with me anymore. So if you were looking at something a certain way, like, this is my happiness, this is what makes me happy, it's like something's coming alive in you that's like, no, there's more I want emotionally for my life, but I got to walk forward very honest with myself, honest with others about what it is I want emotionally in my life, and not keep myself stuck here in a place that I feel like I can't escape, when you have free will to just free yourself from these, especially if these are emotions that you have learned from and healed from. And I mean, you're moving forward. So I am going to read the Untamed real quick to kind of get some more on this. This feels like a big cutting out of some old, you could be carrying a lot of old baggage, emotional baggage that you're cutting out, so that you can have a fresh perspective on love and on moving forward with your heart intact, with your dreams intact. And it's going to cause a tower moment. But I think you want this, actually. I am feeling that with the Queen of Swords, because it's just been a long time of feeling kind of trapped and stuck. is what I'm feeling. So the 48 here. The untamed. We bring you the empowerment of the untamed. To be untamed is to be true to oneself without condition. It is freedom, but it is not always easy. There are many belief systems, some of which are considered to be essential and beyond question to mainstream human society, which would mark an untamed spirit as a dangerous or suspicious creature, even though that untamed spirit serves unconditional love. Yet to be untamed is the only way to discover who you are and live your divine destiny. Behind the clothing, the social masks, and the stories you tell yourself, or that others tell you, there's a beautiful, wild, divine creature that wants out. Uncage that divinity and watch your wild beauty emerge as you and your world transform through raw grace. I'm definitely feeling that with this 8 of Cups, this 8 of Swords, and this Page of Cups. It's really breaking yourself free, and it's teaching you to break yourself free from the ideas and the thoughts of this is, and this could be other beliefs about like where you should put your emotions or what you should do with these emotional lessons and stuff that you've learned. But it's just really coming out on the other side because you're really feeling passionate about wanting that kind of a fresh start is what I'm feeling. And it does say it's not always easy to be true to yourself. And that's the Queen of Swords too. She knows it's not easy, but it's all because she is serving her heart. She is protecting her. She's protecting her heart because she knows it is needed. Where it is needed. May not know exactly when, where, what, but there is a strong guarding of that which is emotional to her because it's sacred, and it's only shared with who it's, and this is after she's went through the whole discerning. And it doesn't mean even the Queen of Swords, I mean, you know, that kind of energy can be misled to, just as any of us can be, by especially old emotional beliefs or habits or old cycles, emotional cycles, where we keep doing the same thing with our emotions over and over again, and we just are not getting the results we want. And I am feeling that with the Tower also. And then she's like, nope, time to stop this pattern or this behavior of how you deal with your emotions or how you're handling your emotional how you're keeping yourself, I feel, stuck from sharing a part of you. Like she's almost coming in and cutting out that so that you can move forward. Like this energy is serving you. So this is a good energy to have. It may come across to some as, hey, she doesn't feel anything, or, you know, it's just being very discerning about who you're sharing your emotional self with. It's not sharing it with everybody. It's just moving forward, knowing that you're protecting it for the right person or the right place at the right time for you. Really, it's so that you have that part of you intact at all times. And I was feeling that with the Page of Cups also. So, with that being said, we're going to go and we're going to get a light worker. Get some more on this. The Untamed. I do feel like you've kept yourself in a tamed position. And I don't feel like it's emotionally served you. And maybe you've done it out of habit, or because you really thought, oh, this time it'll work, or this time it'll work. And this could be a pattern. I am feeling like a pattern with the 8 of Swords here and the 8 of Cups. It's like something you've done to yourself over and over and over again. And now you're like, I really don't want to do this. I don't want to do this anymore. There's something here I want to restart, rebuild, or move away from completely to start something new. And we got an invitation to connect. Invitation to connect. This is endings and beginnings, you guys. Like, love exists throughout our universe. Many loving beings that do not belong to the human race exist in our worlds beyond the earthly realm. Among these are those who are aware of spiritual plight of humanity and are willing and able to help us move forward. Unlike those who close their minds because they fear the unknown, you have an open mind and an open, receptive heart. The Queen of Swords does see both sides too, and she has a very open mind, but she also knows from her experience what doesn't serve and what her journey and what does. And it is about being open, but also not just letting everything and anything affect you. To me, the Queen and the King of Swords are very like they know how to put up energy blocks against other people's energy, against other people's emotions, because that's not their emotions. It's not their stuff. So they cut other people's stuff out, whether it's emotional stuff or mental stuff or anything other people are, they are very, Swords energy is very, it is our mind, it is our ego, it is our protection. It's very self-sustaining energy. It's like, and knowing when you let people in or you let people affect you, it can affect you a great deal. And the Queen of Swords knows this and is very discerning about who gets to kind of be in her energetic field, so to say. But it is very, very strong energy I'm feeling here. It's open-minded, but it's also a receptive heart. And that is this Page of Cups too. It's like you're going out with a receptive heart, like you're ready to open your heart up, but you're still being very discerning from everything you've learned, from kind of keeping yourself stuck in a place where it's like you only maybe saw something a certain way, and it just over and over again, you told yourself, this is the way I see it, this is the way I feel about it. And now I feel like you might be seeing, whoever I'm talking to, might be seeing this completely different, and it's completely taking down everything you thought you knew about what is you're actually like working on and building on within yourself. I am feeling like a strong emotional energy to this. They recognize you as a receptive channel for their unconditionally loving assistance in this world. You will both benefit from this individuality and help the planet. So you are being offered an invitation to connect. Of course, there are forces in the broader universe, just as there are forces in the natural world here on Earth that would not be so helpful to the triumph of love on this planet. Therefore, we must issue our invitation to the forces of light with a peaceful heart and a wise mind. And I feel like that's that Queen of Swords energy too. It's being open to love, but also being very discerning and recognizing when something isn't love and something is just there to try to manipulate you or keep you trapped or something like that. And even if this is yourself doing this to yourself, which happens, all the time. Therefore, we must issue our invitation to the forces of light. You are asked to use it whenever you feel... Oh, the invocation below has been carefully crafted to attain that purpose. You are asked to use it whenever you feel the need to do so. As a member of the human race, through my own free will, and for the greatest good, I call upon all beings that resonate with the quality of unconditional love and wish to assist humanity and Earth to evolve on the path of divine love. I ask for the unconditionally loving ascended masters to serve Christ consciousness to be the gateway through which permission is confirmed for these beings to enter Earth's field and assist humanity according to divine will, grace, and love. May all beings be happy and free, so be it. And that's really nice too, you guys. It's just, I do feel like you really want a new start here with, especially your emotional life, like, but it means undoing a lot of emotional damage, probably mentally and emotionally, that you've done, and others to you, but you've kind of stayed there thinking that this is just the way it is supposed to be. But I feel like you're like, that doesn't feel right, because the page, even though they're a younger suit card with the page, it still knows, like a kid knows, like, and this doesn't necessarily mean a kid, but this is like that innocent part of you that just knows this isn't right. This isn't the way to move forward with love. And we got the cosmic heart that popped out. Devotion, potency, and make your life a moving prayer. I like that. The cosmic heart. When you surrender to a state of devotion, you find yourself flowing with all of life. You're being called to refocus your attention deep within, to the intelligence of your own heart. Yeah, that's what I was feeling with this Eight of Cups. It's just like, it is like, I'm getting that mix of heart and head. And like, there's something here that just, you've kept yourself in that you just don't believe in anymore. It's just like, maybe at one time you did, but it's just kept you trapped, and it's not the truth. It's not both sides. It's only like one-sided. When there's another side, you want to discover it here, I feel like. To bow with deep reverence to your inner temple, to live your life in devotion to this place, to make your life one big moving prayer. Perhaps you felt a bit off kilter lately. Sensing that the potency of why you're doing things has gotten a little watered down or weak. Yes, that's what I'm feeling like. Why am I keeping myself stuck in this position instead of moving forward and opening my heart up in a more innocent way? It's like there's something that I feel like really did really do some damage here. I am feeling that. But the Queen of Swords is coming and saying, yes, there was damage done, but there's another side to this. You've also learned something, and now you know, like, what you want to do with your energy, and now we need to get out of this kind of way of thinking that we got to be here. We got to stay stuck here in our head. We got to stay stuck here in our heart, when there's so much more curiosity, and it's not a bad thing. It's like a dreamer energy I'm getting from that page. And asking yourself honestly and being honest with yourself about, like, why you're doing the things you're doing. Why are you sitting here with a whole bunch of emotional beliefs or emotional actions or emotional burdens that just aren't helping you open your heart up to life and become part of that untamed, the untamed, you know? It's really doing something that even if other people are like, hey, that's, wow, you know, wow, yeah, I'm following my heart. Like, that's it. My heart's not here. My heart's not here. My head is keeping me trapped here because I keep telling myself these same old, like, patterned ways. I'm feeling like a patterned way of thinking. Perhaps you felt a bit off kill. Oh, perhaps you've forgotten what made you start doing them in the first place. I felt that right at the beginning, like you almost forgot why you began something. And you could be trying to get back to the heart, back to the center, and cutting out all the mumbo-jumbo patterned ways of thinking and maybe emotional reactions you've had, to get back to a place where you're like, okay, can I feel this still after I release all this patterned thinking about how I feel about things, and I change that? Am I still invested in this? Does this still make me happy? Is this still where I want to be? Or do I need to walk away from this? And I do feel like there's a choice or a decision being made on this. If so, this is your call to take a moment and reconnect with the truth at the very center of your heart, to get back to the essence of what you're about, to devote your life to what you care most about, to turn your gaze deep, 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 deep. There are reasons and seasons for harvesting and seasons for sowing. Right now, you're being called to plant your soul's seeds and sing to them with deep devotion. And that is the Page of Cups too. It's an emotional movement towards something you really want to invest your heart in, and really making that decision. Do I want it? But still doing it because you are, you're coming from a place where you can definitely see, yeah, it's like the Queen of Swords sees both the negative and the positive, and still makes a clear decision on, hey, I'm still moving forward with this, or I'm not moving forward with this, because this is what I want. And it's for sure. So there is something here I feel like you want to either rebuild, restructure, tear down completely, which I feel like this Eight of Cups, it's like just some old emotions you could be carrying around that are really keeping you trapped from moving forward. You could be really wanting to make amends, or move towards a relationship, or something that's really close and near and dear to your heart. Even this could be family situation, anything, you guys. But it's saying, cut out all this emotional patterned thinking that's kept you kind of stuck from moving forward and opening up your heart in a more innocent and in that way that's open and receptive and ready to receive love and ready to give love, you know. To get back to the essence of what you're about, to devote your life to what you care most about. There are seasons, I did read that, you guys, to feed them with the sweet waters of your own soul, to lose yourself in the potency of what it is that most expands your heart, to live your life according to what makes you come alive, rather than what everyone else thinks, to make your life one big moving prayer. Yes, and that's what I was feeling like. This could even be like the way others think you should be reacting or thinking, or if you should stay or go. I mean, this isn't about what others, this is about following your heart, following what makes you happy. Even if there's a disagreement around you about what that is, they aren't you. You can only make that decision. That's the Queen of Swords, not letting other people affect her decision making, her knowledge, her truth, her experience. And that there's two sides to this. Like, I am feeling that. So Aries North Nodes, that is your North Node reading. I hope it helped somebody. I always appreciate you guys' likes, subscribes, and you guys coming and watching your videos. I hope that helps somebody. There's definitely a movement here. Something being just, it's just, something was not standing the test of time. The test. and it just needs rebuilt, restructured, and that comes from learning and taking in the lessons and being discerning about what you're building and what, if it's coming from your heart or if it's coming from a patterned way of being and feeling and thinking. So that is your reading. So I will talk to you guys later, and I hope you guys have a good day.